Hey there friend, JhN here, and in today's video we're going to talk a little bit about ego work and how we can realize when the ego is trying to pull us into one of its traps. And eventually when we build some momentum, we don't have to kind of manage each trap one after an X after an X. All of it becomes the same kind of trap, and we know how to avoid it or at least get ourselves out very quickly when we've discovered that we've fallen into another trap. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. It is my passion and my purpose to help you out and know a life of peace and abundance and beauty. And we're going to do that through the shifting of our perspective and our mindset. So thank you for coming back if you're a return customer, and thank you for subscribing if you're new. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section. So let's just get right into it. How are we going to liberate ourselves from the ego? Well, the ego has all these little snares. It's trying to lure us and hook us into its trap where it can command that presence. Every single trap is a delusion which exists outside of the present moment. And so you'll make a lot of progression working with anxiety or worry or things that exist in the future reality, the perceived future reality, by centering in on presence and peace and coming to mindfulness, to the present moment. And you may make some progress there. I've shared a bunch of different steps in other videos that you can find on my channel for work within anxiety. And then you may start making a ton of progress with depression and grief and resentment and regret and sadness, which I have a ton of videos on too. And you'll see that the ego's trying to ensnare you there by pulling you back into the past and making you relive and feel bad about a previous experience that you're not so proud of or that was really traumatic. And so again, we're jumping out of present moment awareness to a past. The ego takes us there. Or if you are trapped in the future and you are triggered to be angry or frustrated or impatient, which I also have a bunch of videos on, especially a really powerful one on attachment, we are seeing that the ego is in a moment creating a delusion in which the present moment could be different if only this, that, and the other thing occurred. And within that new delusion, that's where you'd rather be. It's basically saying whatever is happening now, that you prefer it not to happen. And if it only happened this way, then you would be satisfied. And it happens instantaneous. And there's this rage, this anger, this frustration, this annoyance, this impatience that just pulls you kicking and screaming into the delusion that, well, if that guy didn't cut me off, I'd be so much happier. And if they had the milk at the grocery store that I came to get, I'd be so much more at peace. But again, it's all delusion. So you're going to make a lot of progress taking each one of these little ego traps on one by one, and you'll see that they start getting grouped or coupled together. Well, these are anxious thoughts, and these are anxious traps, and these are worrisome traps, and these are fear-based ones on the future. These are fear-based ones on the past. This is regret, and so forth. But when you start making a lot of progress, you'll start to realize that each and every trap is the same. It's delusion that exists outside of the present moment. So you won't have to start navigating each one specifically if you keep this one truth in your mind and your heart as you progress through life. The best way to do that is to always come to presence. I have a supremely powerful step-by-step process that I share in a newsletter I just shared. I'd be happy to send it to you guys. It is 6 steps that are supremely powerful and potent for retraining your mind to come to presence when it tries to pull you into a negative space. So just email me, my website here. You can DM me on here or ask in the comment section, and I'll go ahead and send you that newsletter. I'll sign you up, and I'll send you that one specifically in an email for you. But once we realize that the ego's job, its entire livelihood is to pull you into delusion which exists outside of the present moment, you start to see that you don't have to take on one new delusion after the next. They are all delusion, and we can start to kind of smirk at the ego's antics when it tries luring you into yet another delusion. And the way we do that is through breath and through awareness with our senses here and now, to see, to smell, to listen, to feel and touch, to taste, and emotionally to be present What am I experiencing in the now? How am I experiencing this present moment? What am I seeing? What am I tasting? What am I smelling? What am I hearing? What am I listening to? What am I feeling? What am I touching? You're going to want to ask yourself those questions, and you'll see that you're taking the authority back away from the ego and delusion by anchoring on to presence. And the more efficient and the more frequently you're able to do this, and the longer you're able to maintain that state, the less of an opportunity the ego has to steal you into or ensnare you into a place of an ego trap. So practice mindfulness and meditation. And what you're doing here too is you are literally liberating yourself from the traps of the ego, and then you are broadcasting this vibration and energy of peace and tranquility and gratitude, which is an insanely powerful force and emotion for anchoring yourself into mindful awareness. And from there, if you desire, you can attract a certain reality with certain experiences based upon what you do think about, what you choose to think about, what you choose to speak and say, how you choose to feel, what you choose to visualize, what you choose to program within your subconscious mind. And from there, you can create or attract whatever kind of reality and experience you wish, if you wish to do so, or you could just let the universe bring you what it's got and bring you what you're ordering on its own, and just take each new moment of peace and presence as they come. So some considerations here to help you out while the ego tries to limit your peace and presence. So let me know if you have any questions on this stuff. I hope it makes sense. And again, I'm here to help, and I wish you all a very beautiful and present day and night. Thank you. I'm grateful for you.